the little man, the comeback kid. And look what happened, bro. Like Brock Purdy is that person everybody wants to root for because he's the underdog. But like this is playoff NFL time, bro. Like there's no time for underdogs. It's time for like dominant teams to show up. And San Fran's defense is going to be the only chance. They're going to carry him as far as they can. You know what I'm saying?
I agree.
Like that is their shot at making it deep into the playoffs is their defense and Christian McCaffrey.
Christian McCaffrey.
McCaffrey, yes sir. Yes sir.
I love it, man.
Where the fuck's Brian? Come on, man.
I'm waiting. I started. We can go ahead and start our introduction if y'all want to. It don't matter. We can wait. We can sit here and talk about other stuff. I mean,
let's kick it off. Cue us in, Mike.
We're back here with another Throw the Flag podcast, episode 12. It's playoff
yo
with your boy Microtron over here.
It's your boy Johnny Salami. Who's this other guy?
It's your boy Juan, Action Jackson.
Action Jackson.
Lamar Jackson's unknown son.
His illegitimate child.
Well, I need child support.
Juan said, just let me hold the Heisman one time. I'll be all right.
So, Tyler, what do you want to do this weekend, bud? I mean, I don't got a game this weekend. You don't got a game this weekend. We can do anything, man.
Yeah, right. It's a bittersweet, man. I honestly, looking back at, we barely beat the Saints, dude, and I wouldn't have been mad if we'd have just thrown the game to get a better draft pick. Like, it's that kind of season for us, man. You don't have a game for much better reasons, like
bye week, but that's one thing.
But yeah, man, I'm excited, dude. I love playoff football because it's just good football to watch, dude. There's no bad games in playoff time. Like, it's the best of the best.
Here we go, McAfee Mafia here.
How you doing?
I was just asking Tyler, like, we need to find something to do since none of our teams are playing this weekend. Juan, he's gonna be watching the game, so we can all go find something to do this weekend.
Juan's gonna watch Joe Shiesty run down his throat.
Yeah, what's the spread? 20 points? 25?
Okay.
I think it'll be a better game than most people think, though.
Lamar ain't playing because he's a bitch-made cat. That's why.
Come on.
If you don't play, then it won't be a better game than people think. It'll be worse.
Yeah. How bad did they beat you on Sunday?
Yeah, but we benched our starters, most of them at least.
No,
it wasn't even 11 points. My fault, 11 points. It wasn't even that bad. We benched our starters at the end of the day.
Cincinnati also knew they were more likely going to play you again next week, so they didn't really try. So
yeah, the spread is 8 points, so that's pretty high. Considering the Bucks have a 2.5 point spread, like that's a fair spread.
Yeah.
They're counting you out. But it's playoff time. Anything can happen.
As long at least take solace in the fact that you're not the Dolphins.
Just go ahead and tell Justin Tucker to ice up.
Yeah, ice up, son.
I love that all season. Ice up, son.
Ice up. And then he ends up winning second place. Look at that. Congrats, man. We give a round of applause.
Yes, sir. Let's take this time to congratulate you and Coach.
Coach, yeah, I can't forget Coach. You got to pay off them student loans somehow.
Dude, if I wake up and throw Nick Chubb in like I should have, man, it's all what it is at this point, though.
If Juan had paid attention at all,
he would at least had third place. He would beat me.
I was about to say Nick Chubb over Richie James would have had me an extra 25.
Yeah. No worries. The way I look at it, I finished first, second, or third in the 9 years. So just call me Podium. When you see me walk by, just know Podium's walking by. It doesn't matter. First, second, third. I'm here, baby.
I will be honest. I didn't really want to come in first over the coach because he did get screwed over the week before that. He should have won, but things happen.
In theory, this fiasco with Cincinnati and the Bills benefited you the most because I was on your side. We can't necessarily predict what would happen, but 99% chance that the three of Jamar Chase, Stephon Diggs, and what was the other one?
Joe Mixon.
Joe Mixon.
Which they shot that out of the water this last weekend.
Yeah. Let's say they get 10 and he's legitimately in the Super Bowl and you are not, then that opens a door up for either Juan or I to finish in second, and you would have finished third or fourth. But that's the way the cookie crumbled. We all agree to it.
I just
but
didn't
it
want to
definitely
lose the wrong way,
So, and I made sure the money was paid that night. I was like, get the money out of my account. I don't want to.
Yes, sir. No embezzling here.
Did
Nope. I mean, I got that money out. Like,
did
I
John ever send
made
it?
sure. No, Paula never did. I sent the full amount. What was owed, the $300 for the year. I just went ahead and paid it. If I get reimbursed on the back end for Luis and John, whatever, it's cool. If not, whatever. Like,
wow, what a good guy.
John's is coming. His is coming. I get it.
Yeah.
So, after my 3 weeks straight of frustration and worrying, the Eagles finally won the East, thanks to the Giants.
oh yeah, well, I mean Jalen Hurts is him. So
they looked. I understand the Giants benched pretty significant people, okay, but the Eagles defense still looked pretty strong. I don't like the fact that their backup quarterback wasn't letting us break that sack record, but hey, it's okay.
Yeah.
Like, I'm talking about
That's what
intentional
division-
grounding, out of bounds. I'm like, dude, come on. Like,
that's what division rivals do.
I think we're like 4 sacks away.
Ain't gonna get easy ones on them. Can you believe it? The Colts, as bad as we were this year, we actually set a franchise record in sacks.
I still can't believe y'all played y'all's best game.
And I want Juan or Tyler to name me 3 defensive linemen from the Colts.
Couldn't do it.
And they broke the sack record for the franchise, which is wild to think about when you consider Dwight Freeney and Robert Mathis played all those years together.
I'm glad you were confident in me, but I can't name 3 of them either.
Yeah. DeForest Buckner, All Pro. Nika Ngwake, Kwity Paye. Yeah, it was weird. It's like nobody had more than 10 sacks, but there was like 9 people that had like 8 or 9.
Yeah, Fletcher Cox was like 3 sacks away from making it 5 linemen for us to have 10 plus.
Jeez.
Hassan Reddick literally just needed 1.5 sacks to be above Joey. Is it Joey Bosa that's up there?
Yeah.
That would be crazy.
Yeah, he's gonna win Defensive Player of the Year. So Joey.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who's the MVP?
It can't be Hurts because of the injury. Like we know the history of the league. It cannot be Hurts. I mean, I still think it's Hurts.
If you guys lost 2 games without him.
Yeah, but they're not looking
Yeah, I
bad.
mean, that proves that he's an asset more than anything.
But I can see the narrative for Patrick Mahomes. He lost Tyreek Hill, and he still put up 5,600 yards of offense.
Lose Travis Kelce and then come talk to me. I gotta see that first.
Yeah, right.
They took a All Pro Bowl receiver from him, and he actually was more efficient this year.
I'm voting for Baker Mayfield.
I mean, he's the best. It's he did win the MVP, the Nickelodeon Most Valuable Player.
Yes, sir.
So, I mean, that's better in my opinion.
If you're going that route, the MVP is clearly Kenneth Gainwell.
That's the best running back in the league. Hey, look for a group chat to come out probably Friday, where I review every trade and I grade them based off from the moment that they were accepted and the fantasy points 2 and 4 for each side. I'm
Oh, I
mostly
love
cons- I'm mostly it'll take me like 10 minutes, but I'm mostly curious to see what, some of these bonehead ones were, Kenneth Gainwell I don't know, Devontae Adams or,
Taysom Hill
things
for
like
Jamar
that.
Chase. I'm glad that one got shut down
Yeah.
quick.
Yeah. I mean,
maybe
Taysom Hill was
somebody to put
Taysom
time
Hill,
in there all year.
and if I'm in coach, if he wanted to argue, he would have a somewhat valid argument that Daniel Jones did finish as a top 10 fantasy quarterback, and Taysom Hill did finish as a top 10 tight end in fantasy, but they just weren't consistent. Like, especially when you're giving up a blue chip top 10 pick in Jamar Chase. Like,
Yes,
you're gonna
sir.
give me something. You're gonna have to give me like a blue chip, and maybe sprinkle something in, like a Taysom Hill or something like that. A boom or bust kind of player. But whatever. Instead, I think he just traded him straight up for like Mike Williams or something, which
Yeah.
was also a crime. But whatever.
I mean, I didn't think much more of that trade once I seen the Thanksgiving trade go down for Kenneth Gainwell. So I mean, I didn't really care at that point. I was like, cool.
Yeah, I may just have to go to commissioner veto. That's some you can't be having Kenneth Gainwell going for straight up. If anyone's listening to this podcast live or they're watching it back on YouTube, a trade happened where Kenneth Gainwell, who was the fourth best running option for the Philadelphia Eagles behind Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, was traded straight up for Devontae Adams.
I do want to point out that Devontae Adams scored 3 points against me in the playoffs. Okay. Kenneth Gainwell had 9 points in that game, like that week.
Oh, look at there. Maybe Jason was doing something.
But the amount of points that I won by will shock you the most. 9 points.
Damn.
I loved it. But I want to talk about the Cowboys too.
What the hell happened?
They were actually playing for a number one seed. They needed the Eagles loss.
They were trying.
And a San Fran loss.
Yeah. Which neither happened, but still, they were actually no shit trying.
Dak looked lost to me. I seen the dude throw an almost interception. Like he threw it, trying to avoid the pressure, but it about got picked off. The dude dropped it. The very next play,
it's Dak. You don't have to worry about it almost pick. He'll throw it right to you.
The very next play, he throws the ball the same direction, and it's pick six. Do they have anything to worry about in the playoffs?
They do, especially with Mike McCarthy, who historically has bad game management on his side, getting back to his days with the Packers. Yeah, I mean, I'm telling you, it's a trap game. This is the one team maybe outside. If the Lions would have made it, that's probably the other team I wouldn't want to play because they're just hot and they're feisty. But you don't want to face Tom Brady in the playoffs.
It's crazy you say that because prior to you entering this chat, I said the same thing. I said it's going to be real crazy when everyone's surprised that Tom Brady's back in another Super Bowl. Like, yeah, I'm telling you, him and Mike Evans, the way they clicked against Carolina 2 weeks ago, I mean, if they can do half as good in a few games, I mean, they're in, dude.
The way I look at it, it's like if Jason, we were playing some backyard football, and he's out there just lumbering around. Through him lumbering around is just the regular season for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and then it's playoff time, and let's say someone talks some smack to Jason, and he's gonna pull a Hail Mary. He's gonna, oh, okay, cool, and then he's gonna try. And then, this is the time. Tom Brady has the experience. That team has the experience. They have playoff wins. They have Super Bowl wins under their belt. It's just getting everything. In the end, they're getting healthy at the same time. Too. That offensive line is starting to get healthy. They get Ryan Jensen back, who was left in the training camp. So their center back, and he was kind of like the tone setter for their mauling. So if they can start running the ball behind their healthy offensive line, and then get some mismatches on the outside, and that defense is still good. So I think I chose the Cowboys to. I don't know who I chose to win, but we're gonna be watching this Monday night, and we're going. Yep, they fell right into the Venus flytrap here. It's Tom Brady. It's the playoffs. Just death, taxes, and Tom Brady in the playoffs. Just count it in.
Dude. That's it.
Yeah. So, I also wanted to speak on the Steelers.
So close.
Man, they did everything right finally in the last game of the season.
Well, I think the biggest takeaway from the Pittsburgh Steelers is Mike Tomlin. They still don't have a losing record as a coach. Think about that.
I mean, dude, they look really complete in that game. It just blew my mind that they did all that just for the Dolphins to go win by a field goal and a safety.
Yeah.
But my question to that is, and I seen you say it in the group chat, but I need more elaboration. Were the Steelers more deserving than the Dolphins?
Yes. And here's why. The Dolphins are falling backwards. They started 8-2, 8-3. I believe they started 8-3 and they finished the season 9-8.
Yeah.
That's the you got to be playing your best ball at the end, right? You got to build your team to be ready to play at the end of the season with a tough defense and a good running game. You can put some play action off of it. Give it to George Pickens on the outside. Maybe Deontay Johnson can get a touchdown. Believe it or not, Deontay Johnson went the whole year without scoring a touchdown for the Steelers.
He almost had one.
Just crazy. He almost did. He caught a 2-point conversion. I don't know if that counts. It's not a touchdown.
No.
I mean, he did catch a ball in the end zone, but it was not a touchdown. So there's that. But the Steelers on the other hand are 7-2 in their last games, and they're playing tough defense. T.J. Watt should be Defensive Player of the Year every year because that team is 8-3 when he's on the field, and they're 1-5 or 6 with him off the field this year. So they got a good defense. Minkah Fitzpatrick is a dog. All right. So Bobby Spillane back there playing linebacker, dog. Cam Hayward, dog. They got dogs everywhere. And that running game's starting to actually pick up. Their offense really is their weak point. It's mostly a scheme thing. I've watched more Steeler games than I care to this year, and I swear if you were to look at the playbook, the recent plays would only be 7 deep. If you in Madden, the recent plays, there's only 7 plays in there. They're going to run a jet sweep. They're going to run a jet sweep. They're going to run a fake jet sweep. Then they're going to have Deontay Johnson run a comeback route. Then they're going to have George Pickens run a post. And then they're going to have another receiver just run a curl. That is the whole offense. And then they'll remember, oh, shit, we have a good tight end and Fairmouth. And we'll throw it to him every now and then. But it's crazy. The last 2 games that they won against the Raiders and the Ravens were in the last minute, right, on touchdowns that Kenny Pickett threw. And that's because Matt Canada, the offensive coordinator, is not calling plays. That's the 2-minute offense that Kenny Pickett's just running, and he's in a groove. So it just shows you, hey, they can move the ball and be productive when they want to, but the scheme in which they're playing with is elementary. And you can talk to any Steelers fans, they'll tell you, get Matt Canada out of here. Put him in arena football, anywhere but not calling plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
He said arena football.
But yeah, they're more deserving. I mean, Miami Dolphins, Tua's not playing. He's still not cleared. Even if he was cleared, you have to ask yourself, is he still ready to, is he still going to play?
He shouldn't touch the field anymore this year.
Yeah.
I'm not a doctor or anything like that, but 2 concussions in a year is not good.
Yeah. So, Yeah, I mean, and the Dolphins just haven't played a good game in probably since they almost beat Buffalo in Buffalo 4 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago. But that was with Tua. So Skylar Thompson. I mean, and it's in Buffalo playoff, and they're emotionally charged. The Bills are gonna blow them out. It's gonna be like 41-10. And 10 is just Josh Allen maybe throws a pick six just for shits and giggles. And there's precedence for this too. Last year, the first game for the Buffalo Bills was the first was against the Patriots, and the Patriots got blown out so bad by the Buffalo Bills in the playoffs that the Bills never punted the whole game. They scored on every drive they went out there.
What a game!
Like this, I mean, they played a perfect game. Like they just absolutely beat the brakes off them.
That sounds like Georgia playing TCU.
That was ragdoll, dude. Ragdoll.
That'll make the college playoff commission really think about who they sent to the playoffs next year,
Yeah.
because that was just ridiculous.
Yeah.
I mean, not even football, dude. It was like a high school team was playing like an NFL team.
Yeah, it was like they were making jokes like, I wonder if the all freshman Georgia team could still win this game. I think they would.
Sure. And to have a guy named Ladd go out and just run all over your face, that's just disrespectful.
Yeah.
And a 25-year-old quarterback.
Yeah. Man, it's older than fucking Justin Herbert, Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes. Like, but
Man,
you have to respect his journey. I mean, that man was a walk on.
Yeah,
He transferred back to a junior college, then was able to finally get a chance back. I mean, it's inspiring, but we'll see where he gets drafted, if he gets drafted.
yeah, I mean, they made some good. I've seen memes about how Belichick's gonna bring him, Ladd, their tight end.
Hours, yeah.
Yeah, I mean that team. Wow.
65-7.
They could have tripled the spread and still covered.
Yeah.
Blowout. But that's Mikey and I were talking about. So this TCU journey, everyone likes to root for the underdog, especially in a big time game like that. And I feel personally like this Brock Purdy situation. He's 5-0 in the regular season. He's coming in hot with a hot defense. Everybody's rooting for him because he's the underdog. Brock Purdy's only chance is his defense. San Francisco's defense and Christian McCaffrey are going to carry them as far as they can make it in the playoffs.
Well, on top, in the scheme of Kyle Shanahan.
Yeah. Now coaching is always important. I preach that. Like coaching is important.
Because Kyle Shanahan, to get the ball out quick, get the ball in space, their scheme is just phenomenal. The way their offensive line works, and they're getting healthy. Like they're about as healthy as they've been all year. So
before we continue with the Seahawks and 49ers, let me get into my agenda topic here. It's actually next. Wild card games, what to look for. Okay. Seahawks and 49ers. You got Geno Smith versus Brock Purdy. Who is going to step up more, and who gets the edge in this game?
I personally think this game is a blowout.
I agree. Now to answer your question, though, as far as the two quarterbacks stepping up, I think Geno Smith may step up more than Brock Purdy. But again, Brock Purdy has a defense and Christian McCaffrey and, like, Kittle that can get open whenever he needs. Like, he has weapons. And I'm not saying Geno doesn't have Tyler Lockett, but, like, I mean, we're talking about pennies to quarters here, dude.
Yeah, and I think the game may be close early, especially if the Seahawks can establish a run game. But if they can't, if it's like a 3-and-out, the 49ers go down and score, and then maybe they don't score the first two possessions and it's 10-0. Good luck. Because then you're forced, then you're forced to be in a drop back, throw it 50 times, and you're not gonna win. You gotta kind of grind out and keep them honest. That defense is too good for you to be one dimensional.
Alright.
I picked.
Yeah,
I think I picked the 49ers in that one. I felt you beat them not to.
Yeah, I think it's one of those. I think it's gonna be a George Kittle 2-touchdown kind of game for some reason.
Okay, so next game, Chargers and Jaguars. You got Justin Herbert. You got Trevor Lawrence, who's been on fire. Who gets the edge in that one?
So they played each other about a month ago, and the Jags blew them out in Los Angeles, nonetheless. This one's at home for Jacksonville. Maybe they got maybe the Chargers learned something. I mean, they blew them out bad. It was like 35 to like 14. Like they were just an ass whooping. I think the Jaguars win, and I think I would still take Justin Herbert. This is just we also have to remember this is Justin Herbert's first career playoff game. So is Trevor Lawrence, but you would think Justin Herbert's been in the league at least 1 year longer than him. This is still his first playoff experience. And I don't worry about the playoff being too big for Trevor Lawrence because he still played in college championship games, whereas Justin Herbert played at Oregon and was, he hit maybe like a Rose Bowl. It's probably the biggest he's ever been in, but not necessarily at the same level. Like a college national championship in which Trevor Lawrence won, about the same level of like pressure as like a wild card game in the NFL, I'd say. And he's kind of been groomed for that. I'm not worried about the quarterbacks. I'm worried about Mike Williams getting hurt in a game that didn't mean anything. Like that's important. I like the running games for both is good with Etienne and Eckler. I think it's gonna be an exciting game. I think it's gonna be probably the low key like highest scoring game here. Maybe like a 31-28 kind of game, where it may come down to the last possession and a field goal. What's the spread on that game?
1.5 in LA's favor.
1.5?
Yes, sir. Negative
So
1.5. The over/under is 47.5. So, like, I agree with what you're saying, but I also think that the Chargers cover, man. I think the Chargers come out at the end of the day. But again, in my opinion, this comes down to the run game, bro. Like, Austin Eckler, again, we had talked about this a little bit before the podcast. Like, Austin Eckler is so underrated, dude. Like, if he can carry some yards, if he can have a 100-yard game, they win easy. If he can have like a 60, 70-yard game, they win just not as easy. Like, but again, like, yeah, I hadn't thought about the point that you had made about, because we had talked again about how Trevor Lawrence first time in the playoffs, Herbert's first time in the playoffs. Yeah. But you make a good point about Trevor Lawrence has been groomed with this because he played at Clemson, dude. Like,
yeah, a national championship, beat Alabama, and a national championship is about as big as it gets in the college realm. Still 40 million people watching. Like, it's a big deal. It's a legacy thing. So, yeah, I mean, I don't. And Trevor Lawrence is just a cool. I mean, both so is Justin Herbert. I don't think either will crumble under the pressure. I do trust Doug Peterson more coaching than I do Brandon Staley, because Brandon Staley is sometimes overly aggressive, and sometimes he'll leave points on the board. Hey, it's red zone, it's 4th and goal from the 4. We're going for it. All right, well, you could get 3 here, or you could potentially get 7, or you can get 0. So things like that, scare me for the Chargers to trust them. I think the Chargers have a more talented defense. It's really going to come. How about this? And we'll revisit this next week. My final point. which quarterback gets sacked less will win. Because if Joey Bosa starts going off and that team gets 5 sacks on Trevor Lawrence, and the Jaguars can only get minimal pressure, maybe 2 sacks on Justin Herbert. I think personally the Jaguars win. Jaguars are a good team, so maybe I've paid attention to the Jaguars a little more closely because they're a division rival of mine. So I've kind of seen them play and kind of watch more games for them. I also watched that game like in its entirety. I was stuck on watch at work, and I watched that Dallas Jacksonville game and watched it every single play. Jacksonville, they got some moxie. They got some speed. They got some power, and Doug Peterson's been there, done that. And I'm gonna take it. I'm gonna take experience over anything else.
He's the only reason I said they're winning.
Yeah.
Gotta go, man, Doug.
Now, as long as Doug Peterson's wearing a visor. Now, if you want to live bet something, watch the pregame, and if you see Doug Peterson in a visor, take it. Take the Jags.
I need to hear the pregame speech.
Yeah. Oh yeah. If it's anything like Kirby Smart for the Georgia,
Dude,
like that.
what a speech!
What a speech! I've been waiting 365 days to beat their fucking ass. I wanted to play the game on Monday. Let's fucking go. It's just easy. This shit is easy. All you gotta do is tackle them, fucking punish them through the ground.
He did too. Put him on the ground. Oh, I love it.
I was like, man, I wish I would have heard this before, and I would have just took Georgia by 50.
Yeah,
and still covered.
Crazy.
So before I get into this next one, I want to ask a question. That Lions and Packers game, what was up with Rasul Douglas going and grabbing the ball off the line of scrimmage?
So in his head, he thought the team would call a timeout, and so there's a big initiative of making sure the kickers don't get a free kick. So, but what happened is he trusted the sideline, like, hey, because he's smart enough to know, hey, in this scenario we should be calling a timeout right now. But it was about to be snapped, and he's walking down to make sure it doesn't snap, so the kicker gets a free kick to kind of feel out where the wind's at and things like that. Now, that's why, like last week, you saw that referee bat that ball down before the kicker had a chance, because the NFL, the competition committee, has said it's an unfair advantage. The whole point of me taking a timeout as a coach is to make sure this kicker would get in his head, 1, and 2, that he doesn't get a free kick to feel where the wind's at and what hash he's on to kind of fix his swing. So, yeah, I mean, still a little weird, but
I'm just saying.
Yeah, you can't ice the kicker if he gets a free shot. That's a good point, man, because I saw that, and I just could not figure out what he was doing, bro. It was ridiculous.
I'm just saying, and Rasul Douglas' time in Philadelphia, he never done anything good for the team, so I didn't think he was doing anything good for them at that point. Like,
so, he was because if the kicker for the Lions there gets a shot, and let's say he misses it, and then when it's actual live game, he's like, oh man, I pushed it a little bit left, and he adjusts, and then now he hits it up the middle. You're just trying to avoid that. First attempt is what they want, so you don't have a chance. It's like if you had 2 chances to hit a golf ball from the same spot, I assume your second swing would probably be better, right?
Should be.
Or it could be worse, but you at least know, hey, the wind's moving it from left to right. Now let's talk about old Quay Walker pushing a trainer.
I didn't see that.
Yeah, it was there. There was a injured lion, and the athletic trainer for the lion came out and kind of like pushed himself into to go give care, and the linebacker for the Packers, Quay Walker, did not like this, and he shoved an athletic trainer. Immediately gets ejected. I mean, get out of here, dude! Scram, deuces.
I did hear about it though.
Yeah, can't be, especially 1 week after they were giving all the roses to trainer that saved old boy's life. So it's like it's the extra time. Hey, what are the Steelers doing, by the way? Maybe that's why the Steelers didn't make the playoffs, because some bad karma. You can't be doing a CPR celebration on the field. All right, this too soon.
I mean, the Bengals did do that
Just-
coin toss celebration.
That is hilarious because you're poking fun at the rules, but you can't be doing a CPR one. That's up there with old Snow Angel.
I'm telling you, the only thing that could have made that celebration more savage is if the dude that sacked Nick Foles turned around and like pinned him like WWE.
Yeah. One, two, and then like a teammate comes in and is the ref.
Yeah.
1, 2, 3. Oh, he kicked out. It was a kick out.
Man, I gave him the benefit of the doubt last week in the podcast, but after hearing he went to the sideline and
Yeah.
did
and
the
then
sleeper,
sleeping
like,
symbol.
come on, man.
Yeah. You knew what the fuck you just did. This man was having a seizure on the field.
Like,
They didn't dress him next week.
how you not get fined for targeting? You knew what was wrong. You knew what happened. But next game was the Dolphins and Bills. To me, it's just Josh Allen versus the Dolphins.
Yeah, I think even with Tua they win, but yeah, we're entering blowout territory here.
'Cause my
We
thing
need
with
to
them,
we need to send our T's and P's to Jason and let him know, hey, it's gonna be a tough watch, but it's okay.
my thing with this game is the Bills are playing for more than just the ring right now. They're playing they're playing for DeMar right now.
Yeah.
And my
We're
question,
playing for 3 and their ring.
yeah. So I said with Tua and Tyreek stay healthy throughout the game, either way the Bills win big. Just those two determine by how much.
Yeah.
I think that the Bills are going. It's not even just the edge at this point. They're just going to go right past them. I mean, two kick returns in one game.
Yeah, Naeem Hines is that dude, by the way.
These are Madden plays right here.
This is a throwback. Probably about 3 years ago, Naeem Hines had a punt return and a kick return in the same game against the Carolina Panthers
Hey.
for the Colts. That was the same game that he did. He did a backflip in uniform. Like he did like 5 backflips in a row. After he literally ran into the end zone and started doing like just the backflips. I'm like, yeah. In your full gear? Okay, dude.
Yeah, that was just crazy to me. That's just Madden plays. Two kick returns. On top of that, there was one play I seen Josh Allen just bombed it. It was a Diggs, right? I mean,
Yeah.
he just ran past everybody. It's Madden. They're just having fun. And then okay, for the Giants and Vikings, I think the Giants are going to give the Vikings a good run. I do, and if Kirk Cousins does not show up and Justin Jefferson just somehow gets locked down this game, I believe that.
This game was at 1:00. I'd take the Vikings.
What time is the game?
4.
4:30.
I got it. I still got the Giants.
Not quite
I got
prime
it.
time, but
That's not prime time. So
It's still a clutch game. He got to win.
I took the Vikings because I have to ask myself, who do I trust more? And I just lined them up. Do I trust Kirk Cousins more or Daniel Jones? I trust Kirk more. Okay. Who do I trust more? Cook or Barkley? That's probably a toss-up. Who do I trust more? Justin Jefferson or whoever the fuck is playing wide receiver for the Giants? Okay.
It's not Richie James.
How about Adam Thielen? Yep. How about T.J. Hawkinson? Yep. All right, let's go to defense. They got some dogs. They got Harrison Smith. They got Patrick Peterson. They got some pieces. And it's at home. I don't think they lose.
I should have added points, like a little thing you could put like how much they win by on our thing. That'd have been cool.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I still think it's the Giants regardless. I didn't know who to pick so much. I didn't even put this game inside
How can you choose the Giants? What gives you the warm and fuzzy with the Giants?
the upset.
I know maybe there's nothing that makes me go, oh yeah, I still don't know how the fuck they made the playoffs. So
It's just the upset.
trust me,
Vikings.
literally 2 weeks ago they beat the Colts 38-10. So at least I saw them play this year. but they beat up on the Colts. So what?
I picked it for the upset. All right, I picked the Commanders last week. I won that one.
Look at there.
All right, here's ones. We got the Ravens and Bengals. Lamar versus
Bengals
Joe.
by 20.
Yeah, I agree.
Lamar's kneecaps versus Joe Burrow. Will Lamar step up? Juan?
That would imply you can walk.
Man, my opinion, yeah, it is what it is. At the end of the day, I promise you, because at the same time, we shut them down before. I understand they've been playing a little bit better, but it's not like we can't do it. We held Jamar Chase 40, 45 yards. I mean, we held their offense down. I mean, it's not like we're going to go out there and get blown out. Yeah, Lamar might not play, but at the same time, I feel like we can keep it a close one, even if we do lose.
This is true.
Like,
Baltimore never really does get blown out. You can say that.
That's what. No matter how bad we are, you right. Even them years we kept missing the playoffs, they were all close games. Even last year.
The Ravens are weird too, because they'll play an ugly game and they'll still lose by 8.
By 3 points, by a field goal or something.
It's like
maybe a touchdown.
And you guys like the worst looking team I've seen, or the game I've seen in a while, and they're like, well, the Ravens still had a chance to win this.
They really did. I mean, we didn't even lose by, it was 11 points. I mean, that's still 2 scores, but that's still not that bad.
Yeah. Yeah, I just think Cincinnati was kind of holding out because they knew they'd probably play you again this week, so they didn't really, Plus, when you play a team so familiar.
And on top of that, it's a division game.
Yeah. I don't know. I just know Joe Burrow won more playoff games last year than Lamar in his whole career, so I'm going to take Joe Burrow.
I just picked the Bengals. Good.
Yeah, I'm taking the Bengals.
But normally when I vote against them, though, Juan, the Ravens have been winning, so just keep that in mind.
How about this? Here's my hot take. Marlon Humphreys, bitch ass, will allow his first touchdown in this game.
I don't care, man. That's an impressive stat.
And when it happens, I want to be like, damn it! I want to hear a damn it, Brian. You were right. Marlon Humphreys just got burnt. Fucking Jamar Chase put him on skates.
That is an impressive stat.
It is impressive, but it's also a scheme thing. He doesn't play man coverage most of the time, so it's one of those things.
On the goal line, it is man coverage.
True, but yeah.
If you watch on the goal line, on the goal line, it is man coverage because they try to hit him on the
It is impressive. It is impressive.
And the thing about Humphrey is he's one of the more.
He ain't better than Stephon Gilmore, but I mean, there's neither here nor there. The Colts would have had the first overall pick without Stephon Gilmore because he literally won us 2 games.
Yeah, here's the thing about most time on the goal line it is man coverage. I mean, they try to hit him on the fade route a lot.
There's no room for zone. Hey, we're gonna play a prevent right here. Back him up.
I mean, you could be Darius Slay allowing a touchdown to Kenny Golladay. Getting mossed, by the way. I don't know if y'all seen that. The dude got mossed.
Oh yeah.
That's one of the very few he's allowed all season though. He almost allowed one to my man I forgot his name already. He's so far gone. Freaking T.Y. Hilton. No,
T.Y.
He almost allowed one there. But
your room is ready at the Hilton.
All right, this is gonna be my game of the week because it's the rematch of Week 1, Cowboys and Bucks. Dak versus playoff Brady. In my opinion on this game right now, Dak has been a pick artist all season, but in the wrong way. You can't make all them mistakes like that when you got Tom Brady on the other offense. And I think the Cowboys will start off hot, but the Bucks are gonna end up winning the turnover battle, and that's gonna win them the game.
Yeah, let's just close our eyes. All right, and I hope you guys remember this when it's Monday night and it's about 10:30 at night, maybe 11 o'clock at night, and it's probably 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter, and we got ourselves a close game. Let's say the score is 17-16. Tom Brady's getting the ball. They're going to win. There's no way fans are buts about it. Now, if they can get interior pressure on Tom Brady, you have a chance. But I think Tom Brady gets the ball out too quickly for Micah Parsons to really be an impact. But if you can get interior pressure with a defensive tackle coming up the middle, maybe some stunts up the middle like that, that's really only your fighting chance to stop Tom Brady.
I don't think Michael Parsons gonna get to him. He couldn't even sack Gardner Minshew.
Or just yell out his son and tell him that he needs a kiss, and Tom Brady will stop. And Tom Brady will stop what he's doing and have to go. Hey, I showed my roommates that, and they're like, "What the fuck was that?" I'm like, "I don't know, dude. It's the weirdest thing of all time." Hey, imagine you have a kid. The kid comes in, "Hey, Dad, can I go check my fantasy on the iPad?" Yeah. What's the payment?
Come make out with me real quick.
Come give me a kiss. And then he comes gives you a kiss on the lips, and then your dad goes, "That wasn't good enough. I'm gonna need." What? Is he Catholic?
Great.
That's funny. That's all I got. But I do want to, because last week was our last pick'em week for the regular season, and I want to say what everybody's record was. Tyler, you ended up being 56 and 79. You missed like 3 picks though, so like
I missed
kind of fair. Then Juan was 74 and 61 on 1 miss throughout the season.
Hold on, Mikey. So I'm trying to do this right here. 56 plus 79 equals, and then divide that by 56. Nope, other way around. Math is hard. Sorry.
It's 135 games.
Yeah. So 56 divided by 135. You hit at 41%, Tyler.
Come on.
Juan's was 74 and 61 on 1 missed week throughout the season.
What's the total for that? 74 plus 61 is 135 still?
Yeah, still.
You had what? So 71 over 135. You hit at a 52.5% rate.
So I went back to week 10 when Brian first started doing this with us. That would have been fair. I mean, we had more games on us, but I wanted to be fair through everybody. So Brian, honestly, like, just because you missed 1 week, you came in second. You were 81 and 54.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
But even that week wouldn't have mattered once I tell you what mine was. Like, you should have, like, the first week.
I hit at an even 60%.
Yeah, the first week you went 5 out of 14 games. So I mean that killed you. After that, you just went off. I had the most with 82 to 53.
Ooh.
Wow.
And I put all the numbers into Excel and did the math jump. So I'll make sure everything was right.
So you hit at a 60.7, and I hit at a 60%. That's tough. That's tough. But hey, it's good shit.
But now we're in the playoffs, so I mean it's just gonna be playoff games.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna just do a bracket. I was thinking, I was like, you can't really do a bracket in the playoffs because if the lower seed ends up beating the higher seed, then I mean the bracket's gonna offset. Like,
yeah.
What are you saying, Juan?
I don't know, like I said, I mean, when it comes down to the playoffs, I mean, even if we don't have Lamar, I don't see us getting blown out because, like Brian said, we're a team. We never actually get blown out. I mean, we do here and there. Most teams, name a team that hasn't been blown out. But at the end of the day, I still think it's gonna be a pretty close one. Me personally.
I think I'm gonna have fun watching other teams play this weekend and not have to stress about the Eagles making bad plays.
Yeah, I've been reading so many mock drafts. It's hilarious.
Man, let me tell y'all about this Madden, bro. So I was losing by 2 scores at the beginning, at the end of half, right? And I onsided it. He didn't expect it. I recovered the onside, right? Okay. I scored on that drive. The next drive, he hit the onside, and I just did a little squib quick kick, let it bounce. Anyways, he recovered, and he fumbled, and I returned that in for a touchdown. I'm winning 28-24 right now.
Did y'all have anything to add? Questions? Like I didn't have any questions from Ethan tonight, so. Dang it.
It's been real. It's been fun. I'm looking forward to doing this again next week after Tom Brady has swept through the playoffs.
Next week already?
Yeah, he's gonna win. By this time next week, Tom Brady will have another Super Bowl ring.
All right. As long as he does that before the Eagles can get in there,
Yeah, you don't want to see Big Dick Gardner Minshew. Whoever the backup is for the Philadelphia Eagles.
It won't be the backup.
Ranger.
It won't be the
That
backup.
mustache is something fierce.
Jalen Hurts said his shoulder was very sore after that game. I imagine so. I imagine so. But follow us on TikTok, YouTube, anywhere. Not anywhere, but TikTok, YouTube. Oh, hold up. Let me go check, see who won this bracket. I might have to give it a couple more days and repost it maybe, because there's not a lot of votes on it. Let me see. Had 5 comments. San Fran with or without T.O. 49ers by a mile. Then somebody said with T.O. San Fran wins. Without him, I think Indy wins. Then somebody said LOL, you might want to switch Crabtree to T.O. I know. So, I mean, I had 2 votes from T.O. I mean, I'm on the 49ers, but I think I could give it a little bit more because I posted it late yesterday. But it looks like the 49ers going to win against the Colts in this one. I'm currently